Everyone, Dr. Kris Arnold here from Live Well Chiropractic, and I'm presenting a special presentation on stress and sleep, right? Probably you're thinking is I have way too much of one and not enough of the other. So we're going to give you some real life solutions. We're going to break down some stresses, what causes stress, how to handle and adapt to stress, and maybe some secret sauce about how to make stress better. And then also we're going to dive into sleep, because we know people who are stressed usually don't get enough sleep, because our goal is to actually have you become superheroes of stress and sleep. If you just solve those two issues in your life, how much better would your health and your life be? So let's jump into it and let's talk about what causes stress and sleep. So problems. So I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be like a one slide kind of class, going to end right here. So it's all, this is my secret sauce about how to do it. So what you're going to do is take this, you're going to take a picture of it, and you're going to print it off, and you're going to take and put down direction number one, place this on a firm surface. You're going to bang your head on that hard surface for as long as possible until you either, one, reach unconsciousness or your stress is completely reduced, right? So I hope you get the joke in that again, just become unconscious, bang your head till you can't take it anymore and just pass out, right? Which is how most people deal with stress, banging their head against the same stress. Only thing, that hard, flat surface never changes, and we want to try to change it, but what we have to do is change ourselves. So let's discuss not that solution, the real solution for stress. Because I really believe that we are superheroes. We're designed to be healthy. We're designed to have great long sleep. We're supposed to live a long period of time, but we become weak over time. And what's caused that weak is stress. Stress is our kryptonite. It's what causes us to become weak in a heartbeat. Just like kryptonite made Superman super weak, stress is what's kind of causing us to eat away at our health, not becoming as strong, as healthy as we have been in the past. Especially every year we get a little older, a little more stress, causes more and more health issues. So my question to you is, what is your current level of stress? If you said between level 1 and 10, on a daily basis, do you feel your stress is a 1, a 10? And if it's probably higher than probably 6 or above, it means you have some serious health or serious stress issues that could be affecting your health in a big time. And you need to have solutions for it. Just don't ignore it. Ostrich in the sand doesn't solve any problems. And we want to make sure we get some real solutions. And this is the effect of what stress has on your body. One of my favorite authors, Bruce Lipton, looked at cancer and heart disease that showed stress is a primary cause of most of those cancers and heart disease. And stress is just simply labeled as a disharmony of lifestyle and subconscious emotional programming. Programming is the computer system that helps us process and adapt to stress. That's your brain and nervous system. Your brain has to perceive, is this stress? How do I react to it? And how your body does that perception, how quickly it makes changes to what you're doing, makes a big difference. But it also is how it's perceived. Are we really reacting the right way to a stress, or is it something we're over exaggerating? Makes a big difference. Most people are not shocked to find out, but maybe sometimes surprising, the 6 leading causes of death in the United States are all stress related. Heart disease, cancer, we talked about, lung ailments, accidents, cirrhosis of the liver, and also suicide all have a major stress component. 75% of all physician office visits are stress-related ailments. Now, this is not people who show up and says, hey, I got stress to a doctor's office. This is people showing up with high blood pressure. We know that's stress-related. We got people showing up with immune system compromise. I'm getting sick more often than what I should. So there's lots of symptoms out there that's showing up as stress, but most doctors don't want to talk about stress because they don't have the capacity to deal with stress, because all they have is pills, right? So they can throw a pill at a symptom, hoping if you just ignore the symptom that all of a sudden you'll think you're better, right? We know that's never the case. It just really drills in the stress. It makes it even worse, causing more and more health issues. That's why, again, starting on that pill roller coaster is once you start with 1, you're just on to 4, 5, 6 more. So we want to give you real solutions to help and adapt to stress. And when you adapt to stress, guess what? A lot of these symptoms, a lot of these health issues are going to take care of themselves. And we see it every day in our office. So this is just a quick chart that shows you physiology. What changes in your body when you're under stress, right? We know some of these you already feel those. So first of all, your blood pressure and heart rate, that's where your heart starts pounding in your chest. Muscle tone, that's where you start to tense your shoulders up. They tell people it's all of a sudden I start to see your shoulders start to tickle your ears. That's not a good thing. Blood sugar increases, your diabetes, diabetic stuff is going to go way up. Clotting factor, stomach acidity, That's where all of a sudden you have this sour stomach, fear and anxiety, and also subluxations. That's damage to the nervous system from stress. On the right-hand side, things are what's shut down when you're under stress. Immune system, as we kind of already talked about, has a weak immune system. You're not going to respond. You're going to get sick more often. Insulin sensitivity goes way down, meaning you need more insulin in your body to bring down those blood sugar levels, which is not a good thing. Digestion, constipation, bowel slow down, bone density decreases, short-term memory loss. Also increases reproduction. Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone levels all decrease. So that's why you get the cycle irregularities, infertility, and just, again, lack of even interest. And then you go further into deep sleep. So these are people that kind of get up a bunch of times during the night, as we're going to discuss later how to change that. You don't get really the restful sleep. And then we know just in generally your body's overall less healthy when you're under stress. But to be honest with you, stress is something you can't avoid. We just can't all go and get a little igloo or a bubble and just live in that for the rest of our lives to avoid to the whole world. We know that cannot be a good thing for you. We found out during a couple of years ago when we were all locked in our homes that we are all really actually want more nuts. So basically, we have to understand there has to be better ways to adapt to stress, but be alive, be in this world. You're also under stress, so we have to have solutions for it. Now, there are different types of stresses. It's not all about the mental emotional stress, like this lady pulling out her hair, but there's things like physical stress, lifting, bending, twisting, sometimes sitting too much with your body, falls, accidents, sports injuries and stuff, all can be physical stress applied to your body that can cause problems. There's chemical stresses like this guy choking down this big cheeseburger. There's a lack of certain nutrients that we're doing that could be causing chemical stresses, not getting enough water. And then there's things that are chemicals in our foods. So it's things in our water, things that are now being added to our foods that are making them really unhealthy, can all lead to chemical stresses, let alone even drugs and medications. We know they'll have major side effects that chemically stresses our body. And then mental emotional stress is not just all the craziness that's going on in our world. Sometimes just the daily routine. Sometimes it's just making a schedule, getting there on time, being pulled in 100 different directions. Now that we have this thing in our pocket that we carry around all the time that dings at us all the time, it's always keeping us at bay, and jerking our chains and stuff is also part of that mental stress that also is there. And when all those three mental stresses come together, causes subluxations, which is a breakdown of the nervous system. And when your body breaks down that nervous system, brain can't communicate to your body's not perceiving the world around us. We're not adapting to stress the way they should be. This is what causes poor health. This is what causes a lot of health issues when you're at that system that is supposed to perceive stress, get you to safety, or decrease your risk of stress and strain on that stress on your body. If that's not being processed the right way, you're going to lead to more harm, a lot more issues, and your body's just going to be overwhelmingly unhealthy. And that's where we need to change. But stress is also cumulative. One of the misnomers I hear a lot of people come to my office and is always, "Hey, doctor, I'm retired now. I don't have any stress." And the answer is, well, you might not have any stress today, but you just have 40 years of working in a hard, stressful job. That stress left a stain on your body, and specifically that nervous system, is causing the health issue you have today. And stress is not just happens from one day, it's an accumulation of stress. Just like the sand turned into a little piece of sand turned into pearl in this clam. Same thing happens with your body when that stress gets in there just a little bit and it keeps accumulating year after year after year after year after year. We make this big stress now that actually cause a lot of health issues that cause your body to break down. And that's where we have to understand when we're looking and dealing with stress, it's just not today's stress. It's a lifetime of stress that needs to be dealt with and has solutions. So let's talk about solutions. Now that we understand stress is cumulative, there is multiple forms of this different stress. And to be alive every single day is to have some amount of stress. So let's kind of get rid of the kryptonite so we become superheroes again. So the first thing is limited thinking. Worrying and holding grudges can be hugely crippling to your body and to your health. That means worrying about things that may never even happen, holding grudges against people, things that they've done in the past that you're just still carrying on, that anchor you're just kind of carrying on. So just let it go. Just release it. Release it back to them and tell them that you forgave them. Forgiveness can be a wonderful healing ritual. And then stop worrying and stuff. Take things that have a plan, figure it out. And that's what this is all about, having a purpose. So If you're not doing those, what can you do? Have a purpose, have a mission, whether it be in your life. Start breaking it down into what do you want to have the next 10 years as a mission and purpose? What is the next purpose of the next year? What's the next purpose of my next quarter? What do I want to have happen this week or even today? What are the top 3 things that you want to accomplish today? That's how I start my morning off every day. And it's great when I get to see those accomplished. And then just make sure you're giving it from a state of gratitude. The first thing I do every single morning when I wake up is give thanks and gratitude to God for the blessings that He has given me. When you start with blessings and you start with gratitude, and then you start to look at the tasks you have to get accomplished that day, they minimize and pale in comparison to what we've have received and the blessings we have. So just start with some little gratitude and then work your way up to passion and purpose and mission. So here's a kind of a neat little study that was actually looked at a large group, 30,000 adults, that was broken up into stress levels that they're under. And not surprisingly, the people under the highest stress level had a 43% increased risk of dying. But it was only if they thought were stressful, which is kind of interesting. I always go back to is this thing about presidents, right, of the United States. Yes, there are some jokers that somehow think that that's a fun thing to do, and they sign up for it. And what would you think of being scrutinized by billions of people for everything you say, everything you do, and every decision that you've ever made are going to be highly scrutinized? Doesn't sound like a job that I really want, but there are people that do it. And great thing is when they do, our longevity of our presidents is very long. I think the average lifespan of a president is in the 80s, so it's higher than just the average population. Why is that? Is because this important thing is the third line down says that stress is only harmful if they think that stressful is unhealthy. So people that sign up to be president obviously don't think they're stressed because they like it and they actually thrive in that type of environment. Just like right now, given this presentation, a lot of you might think it'd be very stressful to do this and would hate it, especially when you have to give it live in front of a group of people. Actually, I love it. I love it. That's one of the things that invigorates me the most is being able to talk to and educate people. So that's why I don't feel this is stressful, and that's why probably my blood pressure right now is not that elevated. So it's what you think, how you perceive that stress changes. Here's talks about a hormone, oxytocin, that's actually produced when your body is under stress, and it's the oxytocin is the hormone that causes you to want to be around others and to cuddle and to seek comfort and stuff. So isn't it great how God designed us is when we're under stress, He gives us a solution. This hormone increases and you just want to be around people. This is where you want to connect with other people, whether it be a spouse or a family member or even a friend. And you want to just talk to them and you want to kind of hold them close and stuff to help us get through this stressful situation. So listen to your body, listen to the hormones that are there. That's what we're designed to do, is be around others and to help each other out. And this one has actually looked at those who actually took time to spend to help other people, altruistic people. So this is all about like nurses. Nurses, again, are another subcategory people that, again, work really hard, have lots and lots of stress, but actually have a long longevity because then when they're doing that stress, it's actually from their goodness of heart and they feel good helping people. So the stress is not perceived as being bad. So again, kind of mitigates the effect of stress is what those studies actually were showing. Because here's another point is stress is perspective. It's if you could change your personal perspective, just like this one, someone jumping out of an airplane. Oh my goodness, right? I would definitely, might be scare me to death, literally. Try to jump out of a plane, but other people do it willfully, right? And to be able to enjoy it is something pretty unique. So, I've done other kinds of crazy things. I've zip lined, I've dove off of big cliffs and stuff. And I had fun with it. Why? Because I didn't perceive it as stressful. I perceived it as being invigorating. So you can change any stress, anything you're under, whether it be a task or deadline or something. It's like, I need to have something done at a certain time. And it's like, whoa, that could be really stressful. Or it's like, you know what? I get the blessing to be able to do that. And a lot of other people can have that, task and be able to choose that. And I'll get the outcomes from it. So they change your perspective when it makes a big difference. So again, how you think about it is different. This is and I butcher this, kinsuwakuri, is a concept of a Japanese term that basically is where they take pottery, they break this pottery, and then they replace it back with gold to mend it together. And the cool thing is the piece of pottery they break is probably valued anywhere from like $1 or $2. When they put it all together with all this gold and stuff in the middle of it, it's worth probably thousands of dollars. So this is a really kind of piece of fine art. It's very unique art. It's really kind of highly prized over in Japan. And why I bring that up and stuff is we all have our brokenness. We all are incomplete in certain ways. We are all kind of have lived a life of stress and issues, but that's what makes us unique. Those are the things that kind of allows us to have perspective and value and hopefully wisdom that we can pass on to other generations. So don't think that you have to be perfect. Just think that you have to maybe have some chips, but then repair it so you can move on and increase your value. Because we know thoughts cause feelings. When you continue to think of something negatively, those things will manifest them for sure. Whatever we tell ourselves is going to be the color of glasses that we view things with. So it's all under your control. Because I use this illustration. This is an amazing gentleman. He was born without arms and legs. And you think, boy, how hard would that be? I mean, what kind of chances would you have to live, to have issue, or to have a fruitful life? And this is a gentleman that actually he's overcome probably the worst type of bad situation. Harry wrote a book. He has a beautiful wife. He has kids. So, I mean, he basically has been living an awesome life. And again, it's all because of his perspective. So now that we know about stress, now we know the effects it has on your body. So we know that ways to actually change your perspective, have ways to overcome stress. And one of the things I want to talk to you quickly about is the best way to overcome stress is actually having a healthy nervous system. That's what we help people every single day in our office is getting them adjusted. And everyone just says I just feel so much more relaxed. I feel so much less stress. And then that's what helps them start to change and turn that perspective with their health. All of a sudden, when they become relaxed, body starts to decrease tension, heart rate goes down, digestion increases, your immune system goes up. You know, all these things happen. We can reverse stress and is a factor in your body and your health. But I want to kind of now pivot now that we now understand stress, kind of solution for it, perspective, and also with the adjustments, let's talk about rest and sleep. Because when you are not sleeping, you're not really healing. So when a good night's rest, you don't get enough sleep, negative effects are immediately just after one night's sleep. It's hard to wake up. You feel clumsy, moodiness. I think they say if you miss at least 2 hours worth of sleep is the equivalent of drinking one beer, meaning you're intoxicated a little bit. Things are going to be a little more clumsy, harder for you to think of. Increase in effort to focus, performance suffers, and you reduce your ability to function the following day by over 30%. So you just lose a third of your capacity just by having missing a night's worth of sleep. But it's also linked to some major health issues. This is actually if you have poor sleep health, short-term memory loss, behavior weight gain, diabetes, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis. Who thought multiple sclerosis had anything to do with sleep? And people that get less sleep are more likely inclined to that. GI tract disorders, that's your colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, and then also kidney disease has linkages to poor sleep. So again, want to solve all these issues? Just sleep a little bit better. Melatonin. So let's talk about melatonin. There's kind of a misconception of what melatonin is. Melatonin is actually a hormone your body produces to cause you to sleep. Funny thing is, what stimulates the biggest production of melatonin is actually sunshine. Being out in the sunshine increases melatonin production in your body. And then when the sun goes down, because the levels of melatonin have gone so high, that's when we want to sleep. And that's where some of the best sleep is we have during the summertime is we are again out in that sun. So it's produced mostly during the day, but when it peaks at its high levels towards the evening, it causes us want to go to sleep. And then your body uses up the melatonin overnight because we don't have any sun exposure. And then in the morning, we feel refreshed and revived. And it's a great thing. Melatonin is what your body produces on its own. So it is a supplemental form we'll talk about in just a minute. You can make up for that production. But also too is as you age, your levels of melatonin production go down. So that's why we see senior people actually struggle the most with sleep. And then also too with stress. The more stress your body's under, the less melatonin is produced. So melatonin is going to be a key factor of sleep and why it's so important. So, but here's what people do is they have problems with sleeping. So what do? We just basically stimulate and drug ourselves, right? So first of all, we can't sleep. So then we take all these sleeping pills and sleeping aids, and then we can't, then we get up because we're all kind of groggy because we didn't really get good sleep. You just kind of weren't able to be aware that you were waking up. And then not what we need the coffee, we need the stimulant, right? Then we get the coffee, and then we're on the round up, on up, and then it's like we're so wound up we can't go to sleep. And then we take another sleeping aid to help us go to sleep. So we're kind of out of that rhythm, we're out of that cycle. We know when you're more disconnected from your world and from the environment, the more problems people have with these sleep wake and actually energy cycles. And they found out being out inside in nature, being outside, being in the sun, being connected to the earth and the dirt, and walking and spending time outside, we all know increases your body's ability to sleep without the need for a lot of medications to sleep. And then we see here $5 billion are spent on sleep aids, which only with gives very, very, really bad results. And then we already talked about summer months. We know that summer and sleep go hand in hand. Some of our best sleep comes during the summer months. Why? Because we're in the sun, natural exposures, how we're designed to function is in the sun. So just be aware of that and get the most sun you can. And then we know, again, outside during daylight hours. And if you can't get outside during daylight hours, do full spectrum bulbs. That's what I kind of have right here above me. Full spectrum bulbs are not the LEDs. They're not your even your fluorescent bulbs and stuff, but they should actually say full spectrum bulbs on it right there. And those are the ones you want to get because there's all kinds of wavelengths that are in natural sun that helps the body produce melatonin. It's basically your specifically near far infrared radiation. Those are your certain wavelengths and stuff of light that comes through that actually causes stimulation of melatonin in your body. And also exercising, getting your body using up energy will help it want to produce more by sleeping. And then how many of you talk about not getting out in the sun, but are staying inside and are being exposed to artificial light, and specifically even artificial light with the TV on? So please, 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 if you do one thing on this video that I would like for you to do, turn off the TV in your bedroom and never, ever, ever turn it on again. Get it completely out of your room. It's one of the worst things you can do to go to sleep. It'll disrupt more sleep cycles than anything else. Why? Because while you're trying to sleep, your body still sees and still feels that light energy. Remember, you don't have to see light in your eyes for it to be affecting your body. The example that is lay out during a summer and you close your eyes and somehow your skin still turns tan, right? Even though you didn't see the sunlight, it was still exposed to your skin and you're exposed to the potential tan. So the same thing happens when that TV is blaring and you're even when you're trying to sleep, maybe not even sound wise, but even energy wise, it's actually your body's perceiving it, and it actually causes your body to not produce melatonin, which will cause you not to sleep. So try to make, again, bedrooms as dark as possible. Get rid of the TVs. Keep temperature low. We want it lower than 70 degrees, even though my wife fights me about this. She likes it a little warmer. 70 degrees is the top, but it's actually, if you even go into your mid-60s, is actually a much better setup for your bedroom. Keep it quiet. Try to keep everything as quiet as possible, and even consider separate bedrooms if you and your spouse keep each other up snoring, or especially those darn pets. I know, unfortunately, we got a pet in our bedroom, not my choice, but she's all the time making noises, gets us both awake, and causes issues. So if you can actually train your pet not to be in your bedroom, you're probably better off. So next thing is talking about the TV and why they're bad in your bedroom is because not only because of the light, but the stuff that's on TV also stimulates us. So how many of you stay up and watch the 11 o'clock news or scroll on social media up until you go to sleep? That's keeps stimulated because we know the news is only filled with bad news, right? They never report good stuff. It also gets you excited, gets you stressed out. Social media also stresses you out. And then you go to try to lay down and go to sleep and it never works, right? So completely get rid of the computers because, like this gentleman right here, not only is anything bad that's on it that's going to cause you to be more stressful, what's the color on that wall and on him is blue. We know blue lights are really bad for you because they cause your body to actually think it's out in the sun. So especially right up until you go to bed, your body still thinks it's daylight, clear up and even at 11 o'clock, even when it's completely pitch black. So what your body's doing is saying, I'm not ready to go to sleep because I'm still getting stimulus like it's supposed to be, daylight. So that's also another issue that comes up with, especially electronics before bedtime. Here's a really neat program. It's called Iris. Iris is a blue light filtering and eye protection software, so it helps soften the flickers of the screen on your eyes. It also decreases the blue light, or it eliminates the blue light from your hitting your skin from a computer monitor, so your body does not think it is a daylight. So it's one of those things I would highly, highly recommend. There's a free version of it, and there's also one that you can download. I think it was like $6 or $7 for a lifetime subscription to Iris. So again, it makes it very affordable to do, and it's really highly recommend, especially if you spend time in front of a computer. I think that would be a really great thing to have. So here's another one that throws off people's sleep cycles: is how many of you stay up later longer during the weekends or holidays than you do on your work day, and it will mess up your cycle. Your body's supposed to be very rhythmic, so just go to bed on the same time, same hour, day, during the week or weekends. Always much, much better. Yeah, and never stay up and watch those late football games. Guarantee they never end the way you're supposed to, anyways, and the score will be the same tomorrow morning when you wake up. So I stopped that many, many decades ago, watching super late night football. So we'll do a routine to kind of get you ready for bed. So it's journaling, it's giving thanks. Here's a person that likes to soak and relax and stuff. It's also really important. So take a hot shower, sauna, bed. If you warm your body up and then you go into a cool bedroom, it's going to cause you to want to go to sleep. That's why when you come from an outside during the summer into a air-conditioned building, sometimes we feel really tired. And it's just because of the change of temperature. When your body starts to down-regulate temperature, then it really wants to go to sleep. Wear socks to bed for those who are really cold. This will work well for my wife because I like the cold bedroom. So she would wear socks to bed. That just kept her feet warm. Usually if your feet are warm, the rest of your body is warm. And then listen to something relaxing, read something spiritual, uplifting, journaling. Just get rid of electronics, get rid of TV and right before you go to bed. It's really important. And then how many of you do this crime where basically you eat pretzels, chips, crackers, or even ice cream before bed? We know what you eat can make a big difference. So first thing we want to do is try to eliminate foods and stuff that you are sensitive to. There are sugars, grains, and pasteurized dairy, the biggest culprits that your body usually does not like. Certain drugs, look at if there's sleep patterns that are changed recently. Look at drugs that might be causing that sleep patterns. A lot of drugs have side effects from that cause you to not sleep as well. Alcohol, even though a lot of people drink a glass of wine to go to sleep, they found out it's not really deep sleep, and your liver will have to process that alcohol. So in the middle of the night, you usually will kind of have to get awake because of that. So it doesn't give you the long term. It helps you go to sleep initially, but not keep you asleep. Losing weight, again, being overweight is the #1 cause of sleep apnea. I don't care what doctors want to say. I've yet to see one person with normal weight actually have sleep apnea. So if you have sleep apnea, just lose your 10, 15 pounds and you'll find out how much better your body will sleep. Don't drink any fluids so you don't have to get up to go to the restroom. Eat high protein snacks several hours before, so 2 to 3 hours before to bed. Just eat something that has protein in it, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of a protein bar was actually really good. Also eat a piece of small fruit and avoid bedtime snacks, particularly grains and sugar. So that could be a major exercise or a major issue with what you eat and when you eat, not too late, right before bed. Here's the other neat little thing that causes or helps you go to sleep. So a couple other little sleep hygiene things. #1 stuff, we kind of try to establish natural sleeping routines. So try to go to bed and wake up the same time all the time, except when we have those stupid time change, right? I'm still a couple weeks into it and I'm still trying to adapt. I'm still going to bed the old time and still waking up the old time, but I'll eventually get there. But always kind of keep that, even if you get up in the middle of the night, They've found out and stuff, do not get out of bed. If you get out of bed and stuff, then your body's going to get trained all the time to want to get out of bed. So if you just sit there and lay there, even if it's you have to breathe your way through and fight your way through to the end, you'll be much better off. So that's why I'm going to kind of encourage you is just to make sure you're always getting that 7 hours to 8 hours of sleep. And even if it's not sleeping, you're staying in bed, but your body will get used to it. So here's another little exercise that you can do that helps you try to stay asleep. Counting sheep is not a good thing, but this is one where you, first of all, it's called the 4-7-8 breathing. So first of all, what you're going to do is place the tip of your tongue behind your teeth and up front and keep it right there. So it's up there. What you're going to do is close your mouth, inhale through your nose for a count of 4, and you're going to hold it for a count of 7, and then you're going to exhale out through your mouth with a sound. You're going to count to 8. You're going to empty deeply all the lungs. So you're going to continue this repeating. Again, you're going to inhale through your nose, hold out for 8. And you're going to keep doing that on a regular basis until you start to relax, until you start to feel your body completely release. I know just the other night and stuff, again, yes, I'm not immune to stress. I've had a big project for an organization I am associated with, and I was really stressed out, and I pulled out this 4-7-8 breathing. Within about 10-15 minutes of it, I didn't really remember. I was completely out again. So just really helps de-stress your body through that breathing rhythm, helps relax your body, but it is that rhythm, and you want to count slowly. I count fast because of a presentation, but if you count slowly, it will make a big difference. So 4-7-8, 4 in, hold 7, and out 8. And there is a specific reason why it's 4-7-8. We're not going to get to it, but please follow those. So kind of review sleep. So first of all is watch what you eat before your bedtime. Try getting a sleep routine. Preparing for bed. So again, try to wind down and get out of the stressful of watching TV and also social media. Get your bedroom as dark as possible, as quiet as possible. Close the doors, close the windows, get rid of your night lights. We didn't talk about clock radios. If you have that light telling you that it's 8 o'clock or it's 10 o'clock, staring you in the face all the time, especially the worst time that can be is 2 or 3 in the morning where you're staring. It's like, darn it, why am I not going to go to sleep? Causes more stress. So if you need an alarm clock, I know I do, just so I don't somehow oversleep, even though I'm always up usually before my alarm clock. It just gives me the peace of mind that I can have something I don't oversleep. I just turn that clock. First of all, I put it away from my head. Don't sit right next to it. There's a lot of radiation that comes off of that. But I put it on the away from me that I have to get out of bed to turn on or off. And I turn it away from me. So I'm not seeing what time it is. So I don't really know. Unless I get up out of bed and actually go and look, then I can actually see the time. Anything else and stuff I can't notice, but I know it's there every morning. If I need to get up, it will wake me up, but it's not something that's there in my face all the time with light shining on it and also stressing me out. So that's another little take for your clock or time, your alarm clock. And then last thing is keeping again a cool and lifestyle changes. So get out during the daylight, get some full spectrum light bulbs. You can get online and order full spectrum light bulbs all the time now. So they're a little bit more expensive than your typical incandescent bulbs, but they're well worth it because you're gonna get all the wavelengths from them. So here's some other little tools and tricks that we're going to talk about is again, talk about sunshine. If you don't get out and get sunshine on a regular basis, you can always get it in a bottle. So we have this vitamin D, which actually has K2 in it. Make sure you're taking K2 along with your vitamin D. Is your sunshine vitamin, increases mood, mental alertness, and you want to take most of your vitamin D in the morning, helps you out way better to get that burst of sunshine right off in the morning. The other thing that we use a lot, and I actually use this on a regular, consistent basis, is melatonin. For a couple of reasons and stuff, it really helps you produce melatonin. Is a hormone we discussed. It helps your body sleep and relax. And we found out melatonin is one of the best things to help you get your really, really deep sleep. And it also one of the most powerful antioxidants. I didn't really take melatonin on a regular basis until I read an article that says melatonin is an anti-aging. It probably has the biggest component of anti-aging at all in your body. We talked a little bit about vitamin C. We know there's also glutathione, which is really powerful in your body to clean up stress and damage chemically inside your body. Melatonin is 100 times more potent than those are. So I take on a regular basis just to keep young, just to keep my activity where it should be. And it also helps me sleep a little deeper and better. There's two types of melatonin. There's kind of called a burst of melatonin. So you can take one that just gives you all the melatonin up front. I love this one. It's called melatonin time release, where it gives you a little bit of burst to help you go to sleep. But these are the people who about 2 or 3 in the morning get awake, and it's basically what they do is they have a hard time to sleep in that middle cycle. If you take this time release melatonin, it'll keep your body asleep during that middle section, so it can be very powerful. And I know a lot of people have had great results with it, and it's very inexpensive. Some other little sleeping aids that we give is valerian. Valerian is another mental thing that kind of helps calm your brain. It is the herb for sleep, which is really awesome. It's been used long periods of time to help relax and calm. Actually just does what it says. Has a lot of different minerals along with minerals. We have 2 different mineral products there that we have that helps body relax. Kava Forte, mental emotional thing. It's kava is kind of like a pseudo relaxer and stuff. I almost want to say it's like almost like marijuana, only thing it's like in a very, very low dose and stuff. And you don't get all of the other cannabinoids and stuff you do from marijuana, but it's just kind of a chiller. So it's actually, again, it's not regulated like marijuana because it's super safe to take. You're not going to get high and buzzy off of it, but you just get really chilled from it, which is kind of neat. Chase tree helps out with the hot flashes. So does iodine. For those women and stuff who are going through hot flash cycles, you can't sleep without iodine is the key. Make sure you're taking plenty of iodine because of the thyroid issue, which is why your body can't regulate temperature. We also know there's another little secret tool that we have in our office called PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic fields, that actually help out a lot with sleep. It's one of the best relaxers of your body. It also helps out with sleep. It's actually FDA approved for sleep, but it also helps with depression, pain relief, increased energy, joint repair, mobility, circulation, digestive problems, anxiety, and also depression. It actually helps out big time. So if you have all these health issues we just kind of listed over there, doesn't mean you're going to sleep better. And the answer is yes. And we've had tons and tons of research of people showing better sleep. So here's a little newsletter that talks a little bit about balance your sleep with PMF, how PMF helps your body relax and sleep. And then these are different testimonials here. Rebecca Breuer says, again, she's not as irritable. She sleeps better. Zach Sabo, I still remember this gentleman walking in to our office and stuff. He had these huge bags underneath his eyes, and he was like, I've not been able to sleep more than about 4 hours for the last 6 years. And I'm like, dude, how are you still even standing? He's like, I don't know, but I am. So he started chiropractic care, made some success, but then we added in the PMF, which was a game changer for him. So he comes now in on a weekly basis, has his PMF, and he sleeps up now up to almost 8 hours or longer. And this guy couldn't be happier. The bags are completely gone. He has his life back, which is pretty awesome. So again, less pain there from Monica. Able to sleep better, more comfortably, because if you have joint issues, it's going to cause you not to sleep as well. So PMF helps everyone with joint issues. There, Claire Snyder, she says, again, sleeping better, deeper, moving better. So those are all great things. So PMF is kind of like that secret sauce that we use, biohacking thing that we have in our office. So it can be really beneficial for you. And then we talked about sleep, and we talked about the nervous system, the adjustments for stress. If your body can handle stress better, then you're going to sleep better. This is just talking about certain nerves control different parts of that stress response. We're going to talk a lot about this upper cervical area right up in here. This is what controls the brain and how it perceives the stress. We're also going to talk about your adrenal glands, and you can see adrenal glands right in through here, how your body adapts to stress, but they're also related to your stomach and digestive system, and also hormones. Stress and adrenal glands control that. So we know when your body's under stress, it causes these fuses in your nervous system to become blocked because it's overwhelmed and overloaded. And just like an overloaded fuse, those nerves don't send the right signals. So the same thing happens with your body. Somehow it jumped. And then all of a sudden the nerves to your heart, to your lungs, especially your stomach, digestive system, we talk about reproductive organs, are not going to work the way they're designed. So that's something we want to change and alter that. How do we do that? With the adjustments. when we have these subluxations, that is the stress's effect on the nervous system causing the breakdown. Those are those breakers being thrown. Your body's innate ability to heal, to remain unhealthy is compromised. But when we get it adjusted, it makes a world of difference. How do we see the effects of the stress on your body? That's what we have this technology here. It's kind of the coolest thing and stuff. We've been doing this now for over 20 years in our office, and it's so amazing. You just do these quick little tests and scans. Hey, all of a sudden I'm under lots of stress. Let's look at it. You're holding that stress all in this area, and maybe some areas that people don't realize they're holding stress, and that's also affecting these organs. No, I didn't realize that. Maybe that's why all of a sudden, my toes are tingling. All of a sudden, why I have headaches. All of a sudden, why my thyroid is off. All of a sudden, why my digestive system's off. All of a sudden, why I just miraculously got high blood pressure. Right? We can see how those tests relate, and the stress. White areas are normal. No stress in the body. Color areas means there's a lot of stress being applied to that part of the nervous system, causing it to break down. So in the end and stuff, we were all born to become superheroes, but we have become weak because of stress, and now we have solutions to actually do that. So real test here. So raise your hand if you think you should be eating healthier foods, exercising, getting enough sleep, not smoking, not abusing alcohol, drugs, and getting adjusted for your subluxations. I'll raise your hand, right? Now the question is, raise your hand if you're doing it. Ooh, right? So it's all about taking action, because what is more true? I don't have time to take care of my health, or I'm not making the time. As someone said, it doesn't matter who you are. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? It's what you do with those 24 hours which makes a huge difference. So there's choices and then there's consequences, right? If you don't take time to be healthy, then you'll have to take time to be sick. What I always say is the investments. Put a little bit of money in the bank, and what happens 10 years from later, you get more money out of the bank. Put a little time and effort into your health today. What's going to happen 20 years from now? You're not going to spend time in the doctor's office. You're not going to be spending time, mitigating your symptoms. You're going to be just healthy and living life the way it should be. So the best time to invest in your health is yesterday, but the second best time is today to start taking action. So hopefully you will do that. So what are the action steps for stress and better sleep? So first of all, call our office or visit our website. You can go right onto our website here and schedule a stress and sleep total health evaluation. So we're going to do an evaluation like we just showed you with those scans and tests. We can see the colors and where the most stress is showing up in your nerves, how it be relating to your health issues, and also how it could be affecting your sleep. We'll do a deep dive into your sleep, which we know is vitally important. If you want to take advantage of our PMF sessions, we can actually have you test that technology. Super cool technology. Just helps your body heal so much better for all kinds of issues. You can do 3 sessions of PMF for $99 just to experience that technology. What's kind of funny is I didn't invent this. There was another friend of mine that has PMF unit, and they call it the happy zap. So especially during the middle of the winter, we don't see the sun a lot. They have people come in and do the happy zap, and we started utilizing that, and we by golly, people do feel so much better. It's almost like being in the sun by doing those happy zaps. So it makes a big difference. So thank you so much for this presentation. So again, give us a call. Love to help you out. Also, too, is just be aware that there's been some recommendations in here. So we do have those products in-house in our office. So we would love to actually help you get set up with those. But again, don't call me 20 years from now and saying, hey, I've been suffering for this period of time. Get started right now. And also, too, is the last thing is there's a lot of other videos on here from other health topics in our video library. So please check them out and stuff. And we'd love to have you, again, become healthy and take care of yourself. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and enjoy.